Hi everyone, welcome to my new project. It's Asia Marquet here, Lemon Creation. Today again a journal page because I love them, simply. And I've made it for Art Poetry Challenge, which you can find on Instagram. I'll speak about it a little bit more in a second. Stay tuned. And again, I will be working in my butterfly homemade art journal, which you can also find in my shop. I actually don't have any more empty pages, so I'm taking a watercolor paper. It's a very cheap watercolor paper, and I'm gonna just, by using one of the already finished pages, I'm gonna just mark the page so I can cut it to the proper size. I apologize once again, I am a little bit off screen. Later I'm gonna rectify it, but I have to tell you, I was working in my studio and today it was very sunny and I couldn't really see very well my mobile screen, so I didn't notice that I was a little off screen. And sometimes I'm really fed up. I'm thinking I should stop doing movies because you know, from time to time these things happen to me and I'm really upset because I would like you guys to see exactly what I'm doing. And even though you can see really, because there is nothing important which is missing, still I really don't like it. I feel like it's not very professional and these things happen from time to time. So this is my page ready to be worked on, and I'm not adding any gesso, so I'm gonna start with my broken circle stencil. And this is cream paste from Stamperia, one of my all-time favorites, really. I've been talking about that a lot because I'm using it a lot, but it's very creamy. It doesn't run under the stencil, it dries very quickly, and quite often it actually stays white when you add colors to it later on, which is not the case of other pastes. So I really love working with it, and now I am at the end of the jar and it actually still spreads very nicely. So I'm using the whole stencil. This one is actually my homemade stencil, almost, I could say it like that. The ones I am actually selling in my shop, they are a little bit more sturdy and nicer looking, so don't pay attention to it, but just have a look at how beautiful it works, you know, with this paste. And I'm gonna be working with Lindy's spray, Lindy's gang sprays. This one is Chateau, and I wanted to keep it in kind of two colors. So the next one is blazing black, and guys, if you just do that, look how beautifully it just spreads in the nooks and crannies of the stencil. And the reason for me to keep it in those two colors is because I was inspired by the umbrella poetry. So this is one of the hub from Art Poetry, which you can find on Instagram, and which is the like a main theme or a main don't know, treasure box for the themes we are using for this challenge, and it's the 8th week of the challenge. The host of this week is Natalie Horlacher, and she is doing amazing art. But I'm gonna give you all the necessary info in the description box below, because I'm not sure if you're gonna watch this movie this week or maybe in a few months' time when the challenge is already over. So let's come back to the page. So this is the page after drying. The black actually dries a little bit bright, so it's kind of grayish, dark gray color, and I absolutely love it. And I knew this is gonna be the effect. I could have had more black, but I wanted to keep it like that, and I also wanted this beautiful pink to be still visible. And now I'm adding a little bit of lines, kind of going in between the stenciling, and kind of doing lines like, you know, you would do a perspective. So I'm just using my Uni Pin pen, which is water resistant, so you can later add water if you need to. And now I'm gonna be using a Blanche stamp, and it was kind of tricky because I didn't want it to put it just all over the place, and this stamp, it's a, you know, big stamp, so you cannot actually you know, work with it by bending it a little. You kind of have to add some masking to manage your stamping a little bit better. And of course my Archival ink. And now I have a little bit of stamping, or I'm doing a little bit of stamping with some kind of mathematical formulas, I think. And a little, you know, still lines, kind of broken lines, zigzag lines, just to add a little bit of, you know, of stamping, a little bit more of interest. And once again, I'm really sorry for the fact that you cannot see the bottom page, or the bottom part of the page. But I'm repeating the process, so wherever I'm doing on the bottom, you can see on the top, and at the end I'm gonna show you anyway the whole page. So the middle section of the page is the stamp from Maremi Small Aart, the small dot cluster stamp, and now I'm adding a little bit of kind of dots from the stamp. I don't even know where this stamp comes from. It's one of my oldest stamps, but I'm coming to do it quite regularly because I love the dots, the kind of blobs it has. And here right now I'm just adding a tiny bit more to the lines, so they are more visible and more dark. Because this page is about umbrellas, so there has to be rain. So for me to do a little bit of resemblance of rain, I used Snowflake chalk acrylic from PaperArtsy, and I did some splatter. Because I am sure that with chalk acrylics, splatter is gonna be still visible. If you would use another spray, it will actually run with the other paints, and the white color would not be visible. And adding also a little bit more dots with the Uni Posca pen. And I was showing you my focal point will be this girl with umbrella, which is actually you know, the girl which was done by Banksy. I really love his graffiti, and the girl is so nice. And so I actually made the side of the girl, the edges, a little bit darker by using a dark pencil. So like that it's not, you know, the edges are not so striking. My umbrella during cutting got separated from the girl, so I just now I'm trying to fix it correctly. It was a little off the first time around, and right now you cannot even see that, you know, it was in two parts. For my sentiment, I used the words which I printed from internet on the normal printing paper, but I backed it up with the cardstock paper, and it's actually a poem, a haiku, which I absolutely love. And I always loved it. I think it has so much meaning. But I decided also to add a little bit of black spray, so it's a black splatter rather. So, you know, I have this cohesion between the focal point and the rest of the page. And with that I used, or for that I used little black dress chalk acrylic again from PaperArtsy. And this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this page, even though it was a little off-sided. I wish you a beautiful day. I hope I'm gonna see you in the next video. Meanwhile, please subscribe if you haven't done so. Not all my videos are like that. Most of them you can actually see the page really well. And I invite you also to check my shop. I have some new stencils, and well, thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.